Let's start. Okay. So today's topic is this page Zoom and all those things enough? Is this good enough?
No,
The
yes, yes,
fonts.
man.
Okay. The font size is good, right?
Still,
Okay.
you can do like somewhat large.
Sure.
Yeah,
This much is
font
okay.
size is
Okay.
no, Nan. Actually, it is bit low. Yeah, now it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, now perfect.
More,
Zoom.
more zoom in.
Check with this time because if I check with this, is this okay? Are you using laptop or you using phone?
I mean on phone only because
Oh, okay.
my
Okay.
laptop have
What
issue.
about what about Biren? Is this okay now?
Zoom once, zoom in once, one click.
Again, some more. Wait.
Zoom.
This much?
No, no, make it big. Yeah, now
Again.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now okay. Okay. This is a little bit more actually. Okay, still okay, fine. Ah, So today's topic is functions. So the main things we'll go through is what are functions, functions with parameters, functions with default arguments or parameters, difference between print and return, positional and keyword arguments, uh, what are the scope of variables, global and local, and then a little bit of lambda variables, lambda functions. So, okay, well, let's start. It's a little bit. I have prepared a lot of questions, so we'll try to cover as much as possible. I'll try to finish this. Let's see how the thing goes. Please be there with me. Please be a little bit, try to be with the same pace with me, and definitely stop me if you feel like, okay, this is getting fast or this is getting, you did not understand something. So what actually is a function, right? The function is basically a set of instructions that can be called whenever it's needed, right? Now, what do we actually mean about that? So if we see what we do, everything in a function, whatever we define inside the function, those are all instructions, right? Mostly in computer, we tell it to perform some kind of instruction. We give it some kind of instructions, right? And then it works on that. That's the basic functions of how computer works, right? Now, function is the main thing. If you have to say whatever operations we do, mostly we will be using functions extensively throughout the entire our coding journey or however, because what functions enable us is, let's suppose we define one small piece of instruction. There are five pieces of instructions which will be used again and again in multiple areas. Now now what is more efficient? You tell me, what do you feel? If I have to run those five set of instructions here also, I have to run this five set of instructions here also, I have to run this five set of instructions here also. So writing this five steps, even though these are five steps, but if I have to write them 1,000 times, don't you think it's it's inefficient? So what function allows is, function will allow us, we will define it, we'll write all the inside the function, we'll define all the instructions. And wherever these five sets of instructions, I am giving an example of five, it can be more, it can be thousands of instructions which will be needed repeatedly. What we will do is, we'll just call these functions and all of these instructions will be performed. So, like a basic example that I can give you, example that, because we are using Linux. So in Linux, what does a shell script do? We will write all kinds of repetitive commands, like we used to do sudo apt update, then sudo apt install something, nginx or something, will sudo apt install and something will, like this five set of things and many more other things we need to write again and again, perform it again and again. What do? We'll just write it inside a shell and we'll just execute it, right? So what it does, it automates our works, right? Automate our works, right? It makes the life a little bit easier for us. So the same thing function does in a way. So uh, who join? I think Harish join. Okay, Harish, welcome, Harish.
Yeah, hi man.
I thought you would join a little bit late. So we're just starting.
Yeah.
So we're just discussing how what are functions and how functions work. So did you get the idea, guys? What function basically is? So we will once we define a function, we can use it multiple times throughout our program, and it reduces the effort of rewriting the same logic at different places. This is the same thing that I have been telling, right? That it helps us. It reduces the effort by a lot, actually, which we will understand definitely at a later course when we'll be using more of this. So there's the generic idea, the basic idea of this. Next is a format. How do we write it? But let me try to. So what's the topic? The format of functions. What do we do? First in Python, we write a def. So def is the first thing that we need to write to define that whatever is coming next to it, it's a function. And then we define some kind of function name, whatever name we want to give. We'll just give it a name. And then inside this, the instructions, which is called the function body. All right. This is the function body. Right. Now let's try to look at it. So what do we do? Let's try to in our home. Let's suppose there's going to be a function, and there is almost extra five sets of guests are coming. One family is coming one time during the entire day. Five families are coming, so they are guests. So now, if we have to prepare for guests, what are the basic steps that we generally do in our home? Just as a random thing that we just I can think of it. What do we do? Dust all the rooms, right? We'll mainly arrange the living area, right? And then we will go and get some snacks for them. Basically, for small children, there will be this guideline, right? Don't misbehave in front of the guests. And if we and our for parents, how they have taught, right? That touch their feet when you greet them, right? So these are the basic, and there are many more depending upon everyone guess. So these are the kind of the steps that we generally do. Now, if I have to run these commands separately every time, I have to run all these five steps every time, right? Let's suppose in some home there are more rituals, more steps, 10, 20 steps. I have to write all of them. I have to perform all of them every time, right? 20 lines, five times, 100 lines I have to write. But if I define it inside a function, and if I just run the function every time the guest comes, I can just pull up this and all of this gets executed. Even though this is a machine kind of thing, actually in home people will do this steps, right? But still, the idea that I'm just trying to explain, that I'm trying to get you this, that's the same thing that we're trying to do here. Now, when we write this, so this thing, this entire thing, when you write this thing is called function definition. All right. This entire block will be the function definition. All right. And this thing, the steps, the instructions that we are writing, all these instructions are part of the body of the function. These are the body of the function. Right? Got it? Now, if I just run this, did you see anything happening? Let the code run and tell me, did this will this do anything? I'm defining the function and I'm just running it. Did anything happen? Did I get any kind of output? No, right? If I have to get an output, I have to call the function. I have to invoke the function. And whatever the name I have written here, if I just write the name with the bracket, then, and if I run this, now it will be the invoking of, it's called the invoking or calling the function. Now all of these steps will get executed. Not executed, this is printing, it's not getting executed if I have to say properly. So you can see this output, right? If I say output also, it will be wrong in a way, but you see these statements, right? Now, why I'm saying if I say output, it will be wrong, we'll get to know in some time. Now, tell me one thing, guys. You have to unmute and you have to help me write the code for, write a piece of code which cooks tea. Now, as I have written here, how I have written this, you help me in writing the, making the building, help me build the code for this. What is the first step? What is the first thing that I should do? What is the first thing that I should write at the beginning?
Define a function first.
Def.
Def
Okay,
prepare
define def.
prepare for T.
Okay, you're just because it was prepare for guest, you're saying prepare. I can also make tea, right? Simple.
Yeah.
Now I have defined the function. That function I have defined. I have named it. Now you have to tell me the steps. What are the basic steps that we take to prepare the tea?
First burn out the gas.
Uh, Light the gas.
Yeah, light the gas.
Next.
Second, uh, in a container, put 5 or 6 cup of water.
Uh, Next.
Put it in the oven.
Uh, Boil. Next.
Boiled. Yeah. Then add sugar and what
Add sugar and tea.
tea.
Next.
Yeah. Then add mm, milk as per.
Uh, as per your requirements, right?
Yeah.
Swadanusar.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Next.
After leave it for 5 to 6 minutes to boil it.
Next.
Then off the oven and serve in a cup.
Serve and drink, right? So these are the
Yes.
steps. You have like descriptive all the things that you have done. You have told. That's fine. That's great. Now, if I just write this, will this print anything? It won't
No.
print, right? Whatever we just how we discuss this, it won't print because we are just defining it. We're not calling it or we are not invoking it. So what do I write for invoking here? What do I write?
Make T and brackets.
Yes. If I now invoke this, now all the steps will get printed. Great. Another thing, what I can do here is the same thing. If I can also use using a for loop in the range function as we had discussed earlier, how we used to define the for loop. What we can do is we can run this 5 times or as many times that we want. So I'll just write a simple code def t and t. What I will write print my t. All right. Now, if I write this function, if I call this function here, tell me what's the output gonna be? Is it going to print? And if not, why not? And if yes, what is gonna print? Guys, anyone there?
It's only print 5 times. Prepare my tea. That's it.
Okay. Okay. And what about you, Akash and Harish? What do you think? It is going to print this 5 times. Why? Because this T is going to get defined here, right? The print statement is going to get defined here. Nothing is going to happen. But when inside the range function, or inside the for loop, when I'm invoking this, when I'm calling this for I equals to 0, for T will get invoked. Once it gets called, what its instruction is? It's saying prepare my T. One time done, then I equals to 1, then again another time I equals to 2, like this for I equals to 4. The last thing, so 5 times it's getting printed. Right? Now, if I do the same thing here, if I do the same thing here, is there going to be any difference in the output in this and this? Do you think? Is there going to be what is this going to print? Tell me. Will first of all, will this print anything? And if it will print, what will it print?
Same output as above, like just instead of the above statement, it will be I am asking T 5 times.
But tell
I
me,
am making tea.
if I am running it at this block, will it print or not?
No, no, in the same block, it will not. It
In
will
the
only
next block, it
be,
will not.
yeah.
And now, if you see one thing, my previous make t was printing these many lines, and my this new make t function is printing these lines. Do you see? If I reuse the function in another function as another function name, it will get overwritten. Okay, so be very careful of that. So if you are using same name of functions using same name, the previous function will get overwritten. So be very careful of those things. Next is functions with parameters. So what are parameters? So here what we are using? We're using this blank, right? Inside this function definition, we're not using any name, anything, right? Now we can make it a little bit more dynamic. So functions accepts arguments or parameters. So whatever we write inside this function's parenthesis, so this is called an argument or parameter. And how it works, let's try to understand that. So if we write something here, this name, if we define, we have to use it in the function statement somewhere. Even if we don't use it, it will just stay there, but we can use it. We can make it more dynamic. How? Let's try to understand. So name I have passed here and I am using it. So if you have guys watched this Big Bang Theory, you will know that there is a character named Sheldon and he used to knock 3 times to everyone's door and in front of everyone's door. So just based on that, if I he just he will knock 3 times and he'll just change the name here, right? So if you want to make that kind of thing, knock knock knock, Penny, knock knock knock, Shyam, knock knock knock, Biren, knock knock knock, like this. If you want to make it dynamic, if you want to change the name, then what do we do? Then what how we are approaching is we have passed the name here and we have used the name after this print statement. So whatever name we pass inside this function parameter as an argument that will get printed after this. So what this will print is this will print knock 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 Shyam. Got it? Got the idea how this works? So if I'm running this and if I'm running this, you see knock 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 Shyam. Got it? Yeah, guys. How this is working?
Yes, yes, then it should be like knock, 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 penny.
Yeah, yeah. So that's that's the standard line, right?
Yeah.
So By your laugh, I got to know you know this. You have watched this.
Yes. Yeah, I have watched. It is good.
Yeah. So the next one is I am using this one. Let's try to understand this. In my function, I am passing this n. Okay. And on this n, I am iterating. Sorry, not iterating. I am running a for loop and I am using the range function. In a way, I'm iterating, not on an index, on the numbers. So what if I'm passing this, if I'm running this, it will run. Now tell me guys, if I call this function, should it work or should it throw an error? What do you feel? It should run, or what kind of output do you expect? Think, guys. Tell me what it's gonna do.
Uh, Here I'm getting confused. Like n is it like it's any number or string? Like for I, if it's hello, then for I in range hello, print hello. So there is the like h is small and here the h is capital. So I have doubt, but rest of the letters are same. So they make it
Yeah,
printed, right?
yeah. That was the intention to make you confused. So
Mhm.
if
It's
I
gonna
am
print
running
hello
this,
5 times, right?
okay. So you're also saying it's gonna print hello. How many times? 5 times because there are five distance, right?
Yeah,
That's the idea
Right.
on which you're building, right? Okay,
yeah.
okay. Let's understand this. When I'm running this function hello, what is doing? It's getting invoked and it's going inside there. So it is doing okay, run function of hello. Once it does, what it does is what's its instruction set is for I in range hello. Is this
No,
thing
no, I think
valid?
it will throw an error, right?
Yeah, is this thing
It's a
valid?
range,
This is
yeah,
not
because
valid.
range will not take string.
Inside range the n is getting used. We have to see where this parameter is getting used. If the invocation, if this n is being utilized in a way that it should have been. Is it so here? No, right? Range of hello is not defined. It won't understand whatever may be inside this, but this should be valid, right? How we are using this, that itself is not valid. So let's try to see what kind of error it throws. You see, it is showing vividly in the second line for I in
Yeah,
range of n,
still
string
cannot
object
be
cannot be
interpreted as a
interpreted
string.
as an integer. Range function takes only integers. That's the basic thing. We discussed this, right? When we were dealing with this range function in the last to last class, maybe. So tell me now, what about this 3.0 functional? Will this work? Try to write and see and check if it works. If it does not work, Tell me, guys, will this work or not?
It is float, right? So it will not work, man.
Yes, same thing. A range function does not work on float. Float object
Four
cannot be in
will
capital.
work.
See what the error is showing. Error is showing that I want only integers, but here this will work. So it's printing the hello four times, right? Because the basic instruction was whatever the number I put, you iterate on that number and print whatever is there. So I'm printing four times, right? Now function can take multiple inputs. Multiple inputs in the sense the arguments that we are talking about in the previous thing, right? Now let's try to understand this properly. And after this, be very careful and observe this whatever is coming after this part. What I have written, I have written introduce family, father, mother, and sibling. Just like I use this name here, I use this n and I use this name here as parameters, and I was using those. Similarly, I am using this also. These three variables is also three parameters. Now this parameter, this argument I am using here, father is going to father, mother is going to mother, sibling is going to sibling, and I am passing these three names: Raghu, Rohini, and Ragini. Now, what do you think it will print if I call this function? What do you think it should print? Guys, little bit fast, little bit fast. Even if you discuss whatever you're thinking, that will also help. Okay, let me go through this, and the next one we'll do. So here, what it will do is, whatever the father is there, it will just match the father. The father will take here, the mother will go there. So this Raghu will respond to this father, and wherever this father is being used, it will go there. So how this thing is going? So this name, because this is sitting in the first part, right? And this part was sitting in the first part, right? So Raghu is getting redirected to father, and wherever this father is being used, this Raghu will just sit there. So what this will print is, this will print father as Raghu. All right. Next, in the next part, whatever name I have given, this name will redirect to mother, and wherever this mother is sitting, this name will go there. So in mother, Rohini is getting assigned. And this, whatever the third name is, it is getting directed to this one. And because this one is sitting here, so this will get printed here, right? So sibling is, got it? Is this clear, guys? How the redirection and how this thing is working?
Yes, sir.
Got it? Now I have now be with me. I have given Ragini in the first, Raghu in the second, Rohini in the third. What do you think it will print now?
Now it will show error.
Will this understand on its own that father is Raghu and this mother is Rohini and this sibling is Ragini? Will it understand on its own? No, because what this will do, this will just check. Okay, in first father is there. What is going to what is corresponding to father? Ragini. Okay, in place of father you put Ragini. It will put Ragini. Who is sitting second? Raghu. Who is Raghu? Mother. Okay, mother is sitting here. Print Raghu here. Sibling. Who is sibling? Okay, sibling is Rohini. Okay, print Rohini here. So that's why position of arguments really matters. It matters very much. So wherever you will put, there itself it will get printed. it will assign itself. See, so position of the arguments matter. Next is I am giving passing only two arguments. So function is very sensitive in terms of this parameters and everything. If we have defined there should be three parameters, in these cases, there are other cases like default arguments. That's a different thing. There you can give you could give two less but not more. But here less it will throw an error because it is saying okay missing one required positional argument as sibling because it is saying the first two are there. It does not know that Rohini is mother or Rohini is sister or what is sister. So first two it is getting, that means it is checking that father and mother is done, sibling is missing. So you need to, there is one argument missing and please pass this, right? Similarly, if we give one or two more also, it will throw an error that you are giving me more arguments. So it takes only three positional arguments, but four are given. So this will also throw an error. Till here, you are clear, guys? Is this clear? Till here?
One doubt. Can you scroll up?
Uh,
So for this second one, when we said position matters,
uh,
firstly we gave it correct, right? Like in introduced family, Raghu as father, Rohini as
uh,
mother, and sibling as Ragini.
uh.
So it's not like variable, like it stores the value. Second time it will change the like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
position
Those
change.
are these are not variables. You cannot use this father variable outside like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
not variable itself. These are not variables. So these are arguments. So that's
Okay.
why, however you position them, like then
Mm.
only it will take the values.
Okay.
Okay. You cannot
So
use them
it
dynamically
will
that
be like mistake from our side. Code will not do it.
uh,
Like it's not from code issue, right?
yeah, no, no, no. Code, see, did it throw any kind of error? This one
No,
it
it
passed
works
successfully,
like
right?
that.
This
Mm.
worked, this worked, right? So this will work.
Yeah.
Our for us understanding, if you see in terms of occupation, name and your age, if you give
Mm.
age as your name, occupation as your age, and
It will be yeah.
name as occupation, then it will be difficult for us. But for code wise, it will go. It
Mm.
will run successfully. That is not an issue. So it's
Okay.
just for the user, the thing will not be. What do I say?
Mm.
You understood, right?
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
The
Okay.
position matters a lot. So the next one, okay, this one little bit. Typo. Okay. All right. So the next question is this one. Please tell me what you think is the answer for this one.
Second.
Second. Oh, this one we discussed, right? The same question.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Same question.
Second. Okay. Next is printing and returning. Now, there are two important aspects where there is generally a lot of confusions actually. What is the difference between printing? Wait, okay. So printing and returning. Now tell me one thing, guys. In the greet greet family, no. The what is the first question? What is the first part that we were doing? Okay, leave that. Make tea. In the make tea function, do you think that we gave any kind of input in this function?
No, we just give print statement.
We just wrote the instructions and it just happened, right? So
Just
in this function, there was no input and there was no output. Why I'm saying no output? Print statements don't statements are not considered as outputs on which we can do some operations. Do you agree with me? Can we do anything with the print statements? Is there any possibility that we can do something with the print statements?
No.
No, right? There is no way that we can do something in the with the print statements. The next is, what is the next function? Next function was mm, there was a function in which we passed a name, right? This knock. In the knock name, was there an input? Is there any input in this function? If I scroll this, tell me, in this function, is there any input that I am giving, that a user is giving?
Yes, we are giving the name.
Yeah, we are passing the name, right? So input is there. But am I getting any kind of output?
No, it's just printing.
Same. It's just print. Now let's try to understand another concept. In this question, in this question, I am making a function as square upon n. This is a parameterized function, and in this n, I am splitting n into n. If I do the square of 4, if I do the square of 4, this will, what this code will do? Tell me, what kind of output, what output will I get?
16.
What is the output? 16, right? This will give me 16. Same thing, same question. If I am just writing this and I just write square of 4, this will also give me 16, correct?
Yes.
But what the difference between this and this, I cannot do anything of this. If I save this and I do a into a again, sorry, a plus 5, what is your basic instinct that says that what kind of output can I get from this? That a is the square of 4, so 16. So 16 plus 5 is 21 is getting saved on b, and printing b, I should get print b, right? But see, what kind of error am I getting? It is saying that at this line there is an error. Unsupported operand types for plus none type and int. Now 5, according to you, which one is none type and which one is int? Because a basic idea, what we can see here is we should have gotten an int from this, right? Square of 4 is 16. We saw this 16, right? We saw this 16, so this must be int. So what this none type and int, whatever, what error this is giving? Actually, it was printing this entire code that we were doing, na, this square upon up until here. It was actually not returning anything. So when we don't return anything from a code, from a function, it returns none. It does not return anything. So it's a none type. So what this is, this a here is actually none. So none type, so none plus int is not valid for a plus operator, right? Only like things, only like operands get gets operated, right? So that's why it did not work. But the same thing if I try to do here, but the same thing if I try to do here, you will see this will work. This will work properly. Okay? The 21 result I'm getting it here. So if we want our output, if we want the output of our code to be used for future operations, we will use return. But if our code is for short term and we just want the output, sorry, not output. Now you understand, right? Why I did not use the use the word output. We do not want the result to be printed, right? So this is the difference between printing and returning. All right. The idea is clear. What is the difference in how this print and return statements are used?
And repeat once this example only. Not clear till now.
No, you just what I will suggest you is wherever you feel that you are getting confused, now stop me there. Don't wait till for me to finish and then because it will consume more time, right? So wherever you feel that you did not understand, you stop me right there. I can a little bit at the beginning itself, right? So what did I show you? I showed you this thing properly, right? That if I am doing this square, this will also give me output as 16. The result 16 it will show, right? This much is clear, okay? You unmute and you just be there with me. If you feel like
Yeah.
if you unmute and you be there. So till here you will correct, right? You understood that this is also printing
Yeah. Yeah.
16 and this was also printing 16, right? This square
Yes.
of 4. This is also giving me 16. But the difference is this print statement I have used here and there is a return statement that I have used here. Now when I am giving a equals to square of 4, the square of 4 in this function, it is not returning actually anything. It is returning none. If a function is not using a return statement, that means internally it is using a none. That means return none internally. So this a, this a that I have used, so this is returning a none. Okay. So A has got the value of none. Now B is trying to do an operation between none plus 5, which is invalid,
Yes.
right? This is invalid. So if I try to print B, what shall I get? I shall get this kind of error, right? That unsupported operand types for plus, because plus is trying to do an operation between this operand and this operand and this operand. This operand and this operand addition is not possible. So none type and int. It can do only int plus int, right? It can do float plus float. It can do int plus float, right? But none plus float is what? None plus int is what? It is not defined, right? So that's why it gave an error. Now, what happened here? What happened in this case? This is not returning none type. This is saying, okay, return whatever you want to find, you return that itself. Once you return something, that value can be stored in a variable for further operations on it. If you want to use it in future, if you want to use that, then we use the return time, then use the return statement. What is happening is this square will also print the 16 itself in the beginning, but it does not only print the 16, it holds the value of 16. It holds it, and because it holds it, whenever we are why when we are running this a equal to square of 4, it is sending this 16 to a. So now a has the value of 16. Got it? In that
Yeah.
case, a was holding the value of none, but now a is holding the value of 16. So when I write a equals b equals to a plus 5, it is doing 16 plus 5. So when I print the b, it is printing 21. Is it clear now? Hello,
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
clear now?
clear, clear.
Anything is confusing in this in till here? Is this clear now?
Can you scroll up, man? I want to see that print one.
Sure.
Okay.
Clear. Okay. Okay, na?
Yes.
Ah, Very clear, na? Do you have anything, any other question regarding this print and return?
No, clear. Now, clear.
Okay. Now, this A storing the square of 7 and this B is storing the square of 4 and this print A of B. Do you think this is a valid operation that I can do here? Tell me.
No,
Based on what you know. Why no?
because print is I have none value, right?
No, no, no. I'm saying
Hmm.
this. I have recently learned this command, right? This one.
Written, yeah.
I have written this and I have run this command, right? Now, if I run this command,
Yeah, it will work
what
then.
it
If
will
return is there, then it will work.
return is there. But where the thing is, if I had run this function latest, if I had run this function at the end, and if I try
Yeah,
to
it
do
will not
this,
work.
none plus none, can we check? Let me check.
Yeah, we
Maybe because both both will return none, right? So let me run this. Now square of that function will be saved. Yeah, none type
none
plus
in
none time what they
error.
do. Yes, so that's the thing. Now if I run this function, then this will be valid 65, right? Because
Yes,
this will give me 49 and this will give me
65,
16.
16.
So it will give me 66. Correct? Till here, all clear, guys? I can move?
Yes,
Can I move? Okay.
yes.
Now, two more functions, small functions. This is what this is doing. This one is saying square root. It's a square root function. Whatever input you will give me, I'll do a square root of it. How do we define square root? Basically, generally, what do we do? We write 5. We write for square, we do 5 in our language like this. And for code, we write like this. This is for square. Correct? For square root, for square root, mainly it is like this, right? That means it is like this. That means it is like this. That means it is like this. Correct? So the same thing here we have written like this. Whatever value of n I give here, if it is 5, so it will become 5. If I give you 9, it will become 9 root 9 root. So 9 root is 3. That means 3.0. Always remember, because this is zero point 0.5 na, it will always give you an float value. Okay. Next is find minimum. To find minimum, I am defining a function. What this is doing, it is saying if a is less than b, you return a. If a is less than, otherwise, else return b. Now, did you see the difference? If I had written here print A and print B, this would not have caused any issues, right? But if I had to do some kind of operation with the minimum value or the maximum value, I would not been I would not have been able to do that. You got the idea now?
Yeah, like we could have done the operation like multiplication or dividing. Then we could not
Uh,
have used it without return, right?
yeah. On this A, on the minimum, if I run this, let's suppose, yeah, we'll do that also. Now let's see. So what this is doing, I am doing a square, because at the end I ran this one, this square. So this return is there, right? So this, what this will do, square of 3. First the square of 3 will do. First this will try to call, okay, square of something. Something is not there, again square of 3. So this is waiting for this result to come. So this is saying, okay, square of 3 is 9. Then this 9 will come here. Then this 9 will become square of 9. So square of 9 is 81, right? So we can use function inside function. We can invoke like that also if we want. If we want repetitive functions to be executed like that. And the next one is, if I want to store this value of x and I just want to do some kind of other operations on it. So tell me, what is the type of square of 3? What do you feel the type of square of 3 is? Float or int or string? Why is it taking more time for you to say this thing? It's a very simple thing, right?
Float.
Why float?
The same I'm thinking like square root, but that is what confused.
But this is not
int,
square root, right?
int,
A square.
integer,
It's like whole number. Okay, 9.
integer.
Ah, it's integer because square of 3, what it was returning? 3 into 3. Sorry. Yeah, 3 into 3, right?
3 into
So 3
sorry.
into 3
Yes,
is
9.
nine.
basic 9. So
Yes,
what is type of 9? Int only.
int.
Now,
Yes,
now x. What is the value of this x? Tell me. Yes, what is the value of x?
nine.
9.
Yes.
And I am doing the range of 9 here. And I'm trying to list all the values. What do you think the value will come here for this? What the output's gonna be?
0 to 8.
0 to 8. Yes, correct. 0 to 8. And if I want to print x, it will print the x, right? Now this x,
Yes.
this 3 is saved there, and I want to do an square root of it. And I want to print the print whatever. Okay, I'll save this b, no b, y equals to. What is the type of this y? Tell me. What's the
This
output
is
gonna be? This is,
float.
yeah, this is float. Clear now?
Yes.
Now the same thing, find minimum. Now find minimum will give me an output of the minimum value, right? Now with this value, if I want to do any kind of operation here, then I can use this, correct? I can store the minimum value here, and then based on it, this will return the minimum value on this thing, and then I can do some kind of operations like sum equals to mini into mini, right? And then I will print sum. Got it? Because 7 is the minimum. 7 will get stored in mini. Then I can do the any kind of operation which is doing 7 into 7. It is getting stored in this sum. So what is the sum? It's 49. But if I had done the same thing, if I had not returned this, if I had written print here, then it's the same thing. Go. I don't know what mini what non type into non type is, right? The same thing, same kind of error we would have gotten again. It's clear? Clear now? How return and where return and prints are used. So we have to be careful in many scenarios that where we need to return, where we need to print. Same here. Minimum of it is 10. 10 I'm storing it here. But if I had done the same thing, if I had not returned or printed, none would have been stored here and print none type. Got it? Now, this one and this one. Try to see. I think you can catch it now. It's very, very clear, right? What is the difference between this and this? Tell me, what's the output for this entire code that I have written, and what's the output for this entire code that I have written?
The first is error only.
Next one,
Error first.
next
The
one,
print.
and the next one.
Next will work fine.
Yeah, next will work fine. This will put an error because till here, what it was saying, you want me to run it, print it once, right? So I'm printing it once, whatever you want me to print because I have run it. Now, at this money, it is not saving this 2000, it is saving none. So that's why money is printing as none. But this will give me 2000 only. This is not printing
Wait,
at
wait,
this point.
wait. Then
Okay, yes,
the
yes.
first one, this define print money amount, then print 2 into amount.
Uh,
First,
yeah. So
then money.
what happens is, I am, if I, let me just show you here once. If I don't give this, okay, if I give like this, and now if I just call the just call the print money. If I just call the print money, you see the output. Oh, sorry, 1000 parameters, right? See, this output we are getting on the base of this print line, right? On this print line, because I am calling this, whatever instruction, the instruction is saying you print 2 into amount, whatever amount you have given. You give
Yeah,
1000 into 2,
correct.
2000.
2000.
So this is a print. So I am printing it here. All right. Now,
Yeah.
now what you will see, now the difference, what I was trying to show you here. So if I remove this and if I try to show you here, now you see the difference. What this will do is, what this will do is, this point, this function will not do anything. Only after invoking this will do something. Correct? Now, this
Yeah.
money is trying to invoke this function. So this function is getting invoked, and what this function is doing, okay, my work is okay. Once you call me, I need to return, I need to print the statement. Okay, I'll print 2000. Now, after printing 2000, what you're trying to say, whatever I return, you want me to store it in money. But I am not returning 2000. I am returning none, right? So none is getting saved here. So none is getting saved. And when I print the money, what is getting so stored in money? None, right? So that's why none is getting printed for this code. Now is it clear?
Print money in bracket 1000, then we store it in the money, right? In money variable.
Uh, uh,
Okay. Then again print money.
what I'm
That's I'm
saying,
not getting why it's giving none.
print, that's what I was saying now. Inside a function where I am not using a return statement, internally it returns none. That's what I was saying from the beginning, right? If a function, inside a function, if a return statement is not there, do you see any return
Yes.
statement here?
No.
Where is the return statement? No, right? There is no return statement. If there is no return statement, that means what? It is returning none. That means if you are storing whatever function you call, and if you try to store it in a variable, that variable will redirect to none only. That's what's happening here. So this is trying to redirect its value inside a variable. Now what is it storing? It is printing. But after printing, did it do anything? Did it return anything? If it did not return anything, it is returning none. So this return value will be saved here, money variable. And that money variable, when we try to print, it is printing the none.
Okay. Okay.
This is not something. that you have to understand also, but you have to know also this thing that if we are not mentioning a return statement, if you're not writing any kind of return statement inside a function definition, that means it will return none. If we are not directly giving anything, that means it is returning none every time. And with the none, we cannot do anything. We have no need to do. That's why we are not using the return, because most probably for this code, we don't need the return statement. We don't need the return value actually. We just need to print the value to the user. But in the future, we want to do some kind of operation on the values of the parameter that we give. Let's suppose this question itself, the money that we have given, if we want to do some kind of operations on it, plus, minus, or multiplication, or some kind of interest we want to find upon this value, then we will need to return this amount. If we return this amount, then we can do something with the amount. We can do some kind of operations. And in those cases, we will use the return statement. Is it clear now? Did you get the difference?
So the first block of statements, it gives 2000. Second, it's none, right? Second is
See,
from the
in
money.
both the cases, you try to understand the loops, you try to understand the control statement here, how it is working. In this line, when I'm invoking this function, it is taking the 1000 here, it is taking the
Correct.
1000 here, and on this 1000, whatever instruction is begun, what is the instruction? Tell me. The instruction is print 2 into amount.
Multiplication of, yeah.
And what is the amount that I gave? 1000. So it did the 2 into 1000, it is 2000. I am just printing it. Okay.
Correct.
If I am printing it and I am not stating any return statement, any return statement, that means it returns none. You understand that? You remember that? Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm not giving any return statement, if I'm just giving print statement throughout the entire function definition, remember, it is always returning none. Clear?
Clear.
And based on it, so here what happens is, here when I'm invoking this now, you can see this 2000, but this 2000 is not a return value. It is not a return value.
Yes. Yes.
It's a
It is
it's
printed
just a
value.
simple print, it's just a print statement. It's just printing.
Mhm.
Now, now what I did was, I am invoking this function and whatever this function is returning, because once you give an equal value na, it is always looking for the return value. Now it, because we did not mention any return statement, it did not return anything. Because it did not return
Yes.
anything, it returned none. So none is getting stored, and I am, when I am printing this variable na, this variable is printing this none.
Okay.
Okay,
Clear.
now clear?
Yes.
Now tell me what will happen in this code. You explain me. You only explain. What will happen in this code?
Output only 2000.
Output only 2000 means what?
And none also. 2000, then same thing.
Why same thing?
Hmm. Uh, then can I tell this?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. Please.
okay. Okay. So if you give return money as 1000, so and then you are doing 2 into amount. So now you're giving amount as 1000. So you will get return as you have done return 2 into amount, so that will be 2000. So now return will store your 2000, and then in your result money, you have given return money as 1000. Means you have that same value 2000. So if you print the result money, then you will only get 2000.
Did you get it, Viren?
Yeah, yeah. Here is return is there, right? Right. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
here return is there. So this block will return. This block will return 2 into amount. So
It's
it's just
2000.
waiting for this code to be invoked. Whatever value this code gets invoked will it will store that value. It will do the operation, and it will the entire code. This entire code block will save this value inside it. It will store this value. It will store it to store the value of 2000. If someone had
Okay.
passed here 100, then it would have stored 200. And it will just stay there. Okay. It because it has returned. Now, if I had just printed this statement, if I had just printed this statement, sorry, if I had just printed this, let's suppose this line, this will also give me 2000. You see, this was also giving me 2000. This is also giving me this 1000. But there is a huge difference between that 2000 and this 2000. This is a return value, but that was a printed value. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, now, because this was storing this, now because our code block was storing this 2000 value, so whenever another variable was trying to get this, what will it return? It will return the 2000. And if I print that, so this 2000 will get called, and this 2000 get printed. Is it clear now?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So tell me now, what do you feel? Okay, let me just tell you one thing. If there is inside a function, there can be many lines, right? Once you encounter a return statement, once you encounter a return statement, as soon as return statement return statement gets executed, the code exits at at that very step. What do you mean by that? That means once you run this code block, this will just get stored, right? Once you run this, once you call it, what this will do, this will print this will return one, and it will exit the code also. This line will not even get a chance to get printed. Got it? Is this clear?
Repeat once. When before return, return one. First, yeah,
So
first three line first describe.
this is the this is the first line which will get which will get executed. This is the second line. What is the second line? Return, right? As soon as it sees
Yeah.
return, it will return this, and the code will get exited. The code will exit from there. This line will not even get a chance to get executed. Whatever big operation it might have been, this will not get executed. The code ends here itself. So this is the code end. That's it.
Because print before return is there, right? That's why
Huh, huh. After
before return.
after
Second
it,
line. Yeah.
this
Yeah. This
which one
line.
you're saying?
This
This
statement. Yeah.
one.
Print before is before return.
This one you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this one will get executed because this is not a return statement, right? Whatever lines I have written before return here just for you to understand that what line is going to get executed. Because once I run this, it will be clear that how the code is running. So if I run this, you see the output. Now did you see? Now did you observe what I was saying? Before
Yes.
return is getting printed, return is returning one. Did you see this line? No, right? Why no? Because
Yes.
the code exited at this moment. Okay?
Reason of exit.
Return statement works like that. This is the code flow. It's the code flow. Once any kind of compiler in the world, once it sees return, any kind of code, be it any kind of language, be it, as soon as it sees the return, it's finished. The code is end at that same moment. Whatever return instruction has been there, that thing it will return, and after that, immediately it will whatever thousand lines of code lines there might be after this, they will not get executed.
Okay. Then I have a question like if in a return instead of one there is any other like float or string value, what will it return that?
Yeah, yeah. Whatever return you give, man, anything it will return, and then at that moment, that's why this next thing is there. I have written it.
Okay.
I know that that question might come. I also
Yeah.
had that question, so I saved it. So you see, I have written it vividly here. So here I was giving one, here I am giving hello itself, right? Once now I am trying to store this. Once I store this, what will happen? Now, if you now let me show you one thing. Now let me show you one thing. This return hello. This is not a print statement, right? This
Yes.
is not a print statement. Just
Yes.
be, just look at that. Okay. Now, according to you, looking at this question, this code, what should be the output for this code? Tell me.
For return and hello.
Hello, right? Now see
Yes.
what it's written. Correct?
Hmm.
Now, before return and hello, it's returning. Correct? Now,
Yes.
this random, when I am storing this x, when I am storing this random into this x, what do you think is getting stored there?
I think only return can get stored.
Yeah, what is the thing that you think is
Hello.
getting stored?
Hello.
Hello. So
Yes.
that's why I'm calling this x, and then let me see.
Okay. Before return is also getting stored.
Oh, wait, no, no, wait. If I run the x here, then hello is getting here.
Hmm.
Did you see? Did you see the kind of how the code is running in this entire thing? How this is happening? When in this variable, when I'm running this random, na, at this point, it will not show you the return value. Got it? This return is getting stored here. And when I'm just calling this variable, then it will show the return value. But if when
Okay.
I'm calling this entire random function, when I'm calling this entire random function, then it is showing the entire thing, because what its use is, before any kind of return statement, whatever line is there, it will print that, and whatever it has to return, it will return that. Right? What is the next step? Next step, what I did was I stored whatever it gave. Right? So I stored, so it won't, because this is not a print statement, right?
Yeah.
Hello is not a print statement. So it did not print the hello. It just stored the hello into itself, and it showed the before return. But when I'm printing this, it is showing the hello here. So these things will be much clearer if you practice these questions on your own a little bit. If you play with a few of the questions from your own also, this help you a lot. Now I'm saying you're understanding like this. I can say many things, but
Yeah.
once you do a few
And
of the
and
things on your own. Ah,
Hello,
yeah.
scroll up. Yeah. First, it print before return. Then second,
Ah,
hello got returned to the main function,
ah,
right?
ah, ah.
Then after you uh, random bracket.
Hmm. What are you
Then
asking?
you
I'm not
store the
able to get it.
random function into the x variable.
Ah,
S- Okay, okay. That's the defined definition is random. Okay, I got it. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
is it like that?
Actually,
Like first when you when you did x is equal to random function, so here it gave before return, and then after you do it again print run for x, then it gave hello.
what are you asking at this point?
So first there is a whole code, this one 48, a defined
Ah,
random. It gave us
ah,
output as before return and hello. And now
correct.
when we give this function in x variable, so first it
Ah,
gave the like first line of the this print one, and
yeah,
then after
yeah.
again we ran, it gave us the return value as
No,
hello.
no. Actually, that's not the code flow. Actually, see, I'll show you. I'll write this. I know this might be a little bit confusing. See, if I give print, I am here, right?
Hmm.
Then okay, I'll run this. See, this is running now.
Yeah.
At this point, what do you think it should give you the what it should print? What do you think it should print?
Mhm. Before return and I am here.
Yes, before written
Yeah.
I am here. And but if you simply print the x, if you simply call the x now,
Oh, okay.
why
Yeah.
this is why this is giving hello? Because x is not printing this thing. X itself has a value now which is called as hello because it has got this value from the return statement.
Yeah.
Okay, let
Yes.
me run this return one. See, now if I run the x, run the x, it will give you the value of one.
Values one. Yes. Okay. Got it.
Then
Clear
second
now?
one x equal to random function. Then before return and I am here. How?
Ah. How means that's what I was saying. That here what is happening because this function is also getting called in a way, right? This function is also getting called, correct? And on top of it, it is trying to store the return value in this x. So whatever the print statements were there, they got printed, and this return value is getting stored in the x. And if I'm calling the x separately, it is showing me the return
It
value
is giving that
because
value. Right.
because now x itself has a value of this return value.
Oh, that's okay. I'm telling about that middle one x equal to random function. Then before random, then I am here. Why it's
Ah,
printing I am here?
because I've given here I am your newly ra. See here at this line. See here.
Yeah,
It is given in print statement. That's why.
but random already stored in the x value. Random
No,
function stored in the x value.
I am running this code again. See, if I'm running this code again, see whatever new value I give, this random will store those values only, right?
Yeah.
Initially I did not give this line and I gave here I gave an hello. Correct? So random function stored the value as hello. Correct? And whenever I used to call it, it was printing this statement. Now, now I am giving it, I'm telling it to print two statements. Then you return one. So it is printing two statements and it is returning one if I am calling it by itself. But if I'm
Yeah.
storing this value in a variable, then the dynamics change a little bit because now it has to store the return value. It does not have to return the return value. It does not have to print the return value. It just has to return it into a variable. So what it's doing, whatever print statements it is there, it is printing those, and whatever the return value is there, it is sending it to the variable what I have assigned. And now the explicit value of this variable will be always the return value. This is how it works. You have to understand that. That's what. This is how it works. You just need to understand that now at this point. Okay.
Okay.
Now tell me what this code will return. If I am running this, what should the output that I would get?
In a random function, you're like there is nothing in front of return.
Yeah. So do you want to see what it gets stored?
Yeah,
I think you'll not be surprised. It's like
then
those. It's
that's
like those,
something. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
If it is not returning anything, that means it's returning
it's
none,
none. Hmm.
right? So this none is getting saved there. If I am printing this X, it is giving me none,
None. Yeah,
correct? But what the main question was? The main question was just this. I'm doing nothing. It should not return anything. See, it did not return anything. It did not print anything,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You're doing nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Give me the output for this one, guys. Take some time, do the calculation. All right. So how does this code work? The code flow, let's try to understand. And from there, output is not a big issue because kind of questions that we have done a lot. So, but what the thing is, when we are defining this function here, when you're defining this function here, this the entire function is dependent upon this n, right? Because this n is being called, correct? So this n is given here as 5 when you're calling the function. So this entire iteration is being done on 5. So total was initially 0 and I was 1 and I was going from 1 to 5. So total was increasing not 1 by I, and I is increasing by 1. So I is anyway going from 1 to 5 and total is in the initial when total was 0 and when I equals to 1 total become 1. When I equals to 2 total became 1 plus 2 which is 3. When I equals to 3 total became 3 plus 3 which is 9. When I equals to 4 total became 9 plus 4 which is 11, which is not 11, 13, right? Oh, did I do any mistake? What is it? First, I equals to 1, 1, I equals to 2, 1 plus 2, 3, I equals to 3, 3 plus 3, oh, 9, 6, 6 plus 4, it's 10. And then when I equals to 5, total is 10 plus 5, which is 15. So because we are returning total, so we need to track the total. So total is 15. So returning when we are printing this total is getting printed, which is 15. Got it? You didn't got this?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we have little bit more, not little bit, I would say, because this took more than estimated time. So we'll have to stretch a bit more. Are you guys okay with that? You guys want to continue? It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Harish, Akash, what do you say? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we can continue.
All right, great, great. That's the spirit, it's the enthusiasm. Let's see. Be focused because this might little bit be confusing, and I would request everyone to be a little bit more attentive, more focus on this part. Okay. Now, what we will do is we'll learn positional and keyword arguments. Till now, whatever arguments that we have learned, those were positional arguments. Why? Because we are just defining their positions. Because if, see, you remember, right? For father, if I had given Rohini, father would have gotten Rohini, right? In the first place, when we are calling the function, right? When we are introducing, when we are greeting, right? In the greet function, if I gave father, mother, and sibling, but when I'm calling the function and if I give here Rohini, if I'm giving here in terms of mother, I'm giving a Raghu, father, I'm giving Raghu, and suppose whatever the name is, it will directly map exactly depending upon the positions, right? So that's why this just giving the name directly is called positional. These are called positional arguments. Okay, that's what's been happening here. If we see, if we observe here, what is happening? If I my name, my name is mapped to the string, my sibling name is mapped to the strings, my sibling name is father's name is mapped to the string, my father's name is mother's name is mapped to the string, my mother's name is, right? Now, here I given Dipesh, here I given Ragini, here I given Raghu, here I given Rohini, right? So my name will take, will directly go to this variable, and wherever this variable is placed, it will get printed. Similarly, Ragini is in the second place, second position. So it will go to whatever argument is there in second position, which is sibling name. Wherever sibling name is there, it will get printed there. Raghu similarly will take the third position. Whatever is the third position, it will map to that and go there. Similarly, Rohini will do the fourth position. So that's why these are positional arguments. Now, there is another called keyword arguments. In keyword arguments, what we will do, we will fix the name, we will fix the variable's name directly. Let's see how it works. So what we do is, I have given sibling name variable as Ragini. Okay, I could have just written sibling name equals to Ragini also directly, but I have made it a little bit more dynamic. Maybe we want to have the control about the kind of name that we want to pass here. So that's why I put the variable equals to Ragini here. Now you see what I have done. I am specifying each and every variable's every argument's name. See, sibling name equals to Ragini. You can you see now sibling name has come here. Then my name has come here. Then mother's name equal to Rohini has come here. And father's name equal to Raghu has come here. Raghu has come here. Do you think this will cause any kind of error? What do you feel? Should this cause any kind of error, or will this cause any kind of error? According to what we learned in positional arguments, if the positions are being messed up, the name also should have been messed up, right? But the power and the beauty of this keyword argument is whatever keyword, whatever variable, so arguments name that we have passed, if we explicitly give their name here, pass their name here itself directly, whatever the sequence they may have, it will always retain that. They will not get messed up. So you will observe, you will see here what I am trying to say is uh, sibling. Okay, sibling. Whatever. Oh, I did not run this. Got it? See, here what is happening? This, even though my name is, see, the first argument was sibling, but what is getting printed? Dipesh is getting printed. The second argument here was my name, but what is getting printed? Sibling is getting printed. That too correctly, you see. My name is also getting correctly, sibling's name is also getting correctly, mother's name is in the third, but what is getting printed? Father's name, that too correctly, and mother's name at the end, that too correctly. Why it happened? Because of this position, because of this keyword arguments. Okay, keyword argument will automatically, by default, they will position themselves according to how this thing has been arranged here. So they will relate, so they can reference themselves by whatever name has been there, and they can align themselves, so it will not cause an error. Is this clear, guys? Tell me, did you get it? Is this okay?
Just one question. This like we're giving a name first this keyword argument sibling name variable as Ragini, and
Ah,
again it has the value of Ragini from the previous code, right?
no, from here.
Okay, okay, clear.
Actually, when this is gone, na, this
Yeah,
will not be passed here. No,
yeah.
it's gone. That code is gone then and there. This is finished there. Executed and forgotten.
Okay, okay.
This function, if I am running, see how I have defined it. Just try to understand. I have defined it using four arguments. So
Yes.
it is every time I'm calling this function, it is asking for four arguments anyhow. All right,
Hmm.
that is
Yes.
clear.
Yes.
Now, how we arrange them is one thing, but if we don't want the headache of this arrangement, and we just take a little bit extra headache of just assigning their name to their explicitly, if we want to assign them to their exact arguments, then whatever the sequence was, it does not matter now. However you want, you
Yes.
can put, and it will still print exactly the same way. You see, you
Yes.
see the, did you see this one, this output and this output has no difference. It's exactly the same, right? But if you
Yes.
see, Dipesh is here, but Dipesh is here in the second. Ragini is second. Here Ragini is first. Here Raghu was third. Here Raghu is fourth. And here Mohini was third. Fourth. Mohini is third. But see the
Yes.
sequence of the order.
It's same.
Same. Just because we're explicitly mentioning that this should be your name, this should be your name, this should be you, and this should be you. So because we have assigned, it will rearrange themselves in the same sequence that we have told it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. This is
Yeah.
the base thing. This is the base that of positional and keyword argument. Now comes the messiness. Now see. Sibling, here I have given Ragini. My name is Dipesh, mother's name. This is all fine. This was the, I have, here I gave variable, here I am given just the name. Wait, there is gotten, okay. What the error here is, what is the variable name? What is the argument name here? Sibling name, right? If this is sibling name, this also needs to be sibling name. The argument name cannot be different. Got it? As soon as one argument name is getting, even if one small typo is there, it's gone. It won't be able to recognize. Okay. Next one is, we can do a mix of positional and keyword argument. And there a lot of confusion might occur. you need to remember or understand. You have to practice a few of your on your own also. So let's try to see what kind of errors and issues that might come. So this is the main base code. Okay, whatever we have been done, this is the base code for that. Now what I have done is, in my first name I have written Nilesh. Here what I have in the sibling name I have written Vidhi. In the father's name I have written Deepak, and in the mother's name I have written Deepa. Okay. So what I have done, I have done a mix of all the four names, right? Let me just write the name exactly as I have written so that there is his name is Guru, his name is Rohini, right? What happened here is, this is a mix of keyword and positional arguments. What are these two part, guys? This two part is positional, correct? Now in these two positions, Dipesh has been taken by my name and Ragini has been taken by sibling name. Now, as soon as you define positional arguments in this two position, they will directly correspond to this arguments exactly as it is. If you had given in the first as Ragini and second as Dipesh, it would have corresponded exactly like that. Got it? It would not have understand whether this is that, that is this. No. However you give them, that way only it will assign itself. That much is clear. Is that clear? Till here is this clear?
Yes.
Yes, na? Okay. Now the next part is this two. What are these two? These two are keyword. Now because these two are keyword, however you give them, even if mother comes first, father comes second, no worries. They would uh, balance themselves, right? They will reassign themselves and they will just take the necessary positions, correct? That is the basic understanding, right? So it will work fine, all good and fine. If I run this, you see the page sibling is Ragini, father is Raghu, and mother is Rohini, right? Now you see, just try to just try to see. Dipesh, what I have done here, Dipesh first, my name taken. Sibling second is taken. Mother's name Rohini I have given here. Again I have given sibling name and father's name I have given. Do you think, what do you think will happen at this point?
This will be issue. Mm,
Yeah, because sibling name has been assigned already.
okay.
Another
Yeah.
sibling name will cause an error
Yeah.
because one keyword argument or one argument can be taken, can be invoked only once. That's it. That's its limit. It cannot be called again and again. It cannot be given again and again, reassigned again and again. See, introduced family got multiple variables for argument sibling name. Got it? It understands. You had assigned sibling name here, then why are you giving sibling name again? Right?
Yeah.
So it won't understand that. Next one. What is the next one? Here. What do you think?
Same.
What do you same, right?
Yeah. Multiple argument.
Multiple arguments. See, it is not even understanding that father is missing. No. It is saying one thing is missing twice, one thing is present twice.
Yeah.
Another very, very important thing to be careful about this is, we cannot have positional arguments after keyword arguments. This is a very important thing to be careful about. All right. However, how many you want to give, you can give the position. First, you need to give the position, only then the keyword argument has to come. Keyword arguments have to come, right? So if you try to run this, it will say It will give you the anyway. It is just giving you the error. The error itself shows what the what it should. Position argument follows keyword argument. Position argument is following keyword argument. That is syntax error altogether, right? So positions, positions, and then keyword. All right. This is very crucial for if I maybe I have given this right. So this was working fine, correct? Because these two were positional argument, these two are keyword argument. So they will correspond and these two will arrange themselves. So this was taking fine. This was running fine. You saw this, right? But this one was showing error because keyword was coming for before the positional, which is not valid. Got it till here? All clear, guys? Tell me. Any confusion?
No.
Any doubts? Okay. Next is the last thing of arguments is the default arguments. So default argument is what? Whenever we are defining, whenever we are defining the function at the definition point itself, one variable, one arguments, the base value we will assign that this is your default value. If you want it to be changed, you can change at a later position. That means you can, even if you feel that you want other its value to be changed, you can change. But by default, even if you don't pass any value for this, it will take the value as 5. Did you get what I just said? If no, it's okay. If yes, it's also okay because it's written here properly. So what is written here? We can set the value of parameter to some default argument, and this can only be done after defining the positional argument. So what the same thing is, once I define the positional arguments, I can define the default argument. As after I define positional argument, I can define the keyword argument, right? So similarly, after position, default. All right. Positional is foremost. It will come always at the front. First, you have to define all the positions. Only then you can come to keyword or default. Okay. Now, the same thing, the same example I have written here. So you see, P and T, these both are positional, right? I have not defined them. I have not given them any default value. But R, I have already given. Till now, till now, if we have to go by the logic, by the format till now that we have learned, we would have written like this, right? P, T, and R, right? And when we are calling the function, then we would have passed their value like 1,000, like 1, or like 2, correct? Like this we would have done. But what is been done here at this point, when I'm defining itself, I am putting an default value of itself here itself. Now, I want to do some operation. What is the simple interest formula that we learned in class 5, 6? Principal into rate into time by 100, PTR by 100, right? And I need to return this. Now, the fun thing about this, and a little bit confusing also for some people, you see, I am giving only two arguments. I am passing only two arguments. I did not pass the third argument. Did you observe that? There is no third argument here. But still it will run successfully. And why did it happen? It happened because the R value is already present. Now, as soon as these two values went ahead, this 5,000 took this place, this 3 took this place, and this R was already sitting. So I don't have to give. and I got this answer because this is I have written this. So this function will return this. Tell me guys, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now I have written the reason also that either two of the situations that might that are possible in this cases in this scenario. One is we pass all three values in the simple interest, right? That it's not that it is forbidden that I don't that I cannot write anything in this for the third argument. If I want, I can pass also if I need. But if I don't pass also, it won't throw an error at least. What is happening in case of positional argument? I had to pass all the necessary arguments that I had defined, right? But here, because this is default, I don't have to. But if I need, I can pass. And whatever I pass, it will override the default one. Okay. So we pass all three values in the simple interest function. This, in this case, the function will use the values we pass to calculate the simple interest. It will not use the default value that is present. Right. Always in any general condition also wherever we know whatever default value is been set, the new value that we give, that new value will always override the default one, right? So it works on that basic general principle. And other cases that we just did here, which is we do not pass anything in place of default argument, simple interest 3. In this case, the function will use the default value to calculate the simple interest. Got it? Clear, guys? Till here? Now, clear na guys? These are a few questions. Then one question is there. Then scope of variable, global and local, and we're done almost. Lambda is a very short concept. Maybe we can do, or if you don't want, then we can skip also. But I will definitely add that part here. Okay. Uh, Last, let's try to complete it in the 15 minutes. Next 15 minutes. What do you say? Just show me some yes or no's. Be engaging and let's complete this. So what this is doing? Sleep. What I have defined, this is a positional, this is an default, right? Now, once I run this, once I run this, and once I invoke this, what do you think the output will be? Tell me, guys. For this code, for this function, what the output will be?
Ramesh is sleeping at 10.
Ramesh is sleeping at 10. Great. Correct. Sleeping at 10. Yes. Next, for this one.
Okay. Same as 20 at
Same as
20.
20. This one
Yes, at 9.
at 9. Correct. Now, all right, let me still run this 10, 20, 19, and then 20 and 9. Correct. Now, let's try to understand our very own print statements. Right? In our print statement, what do we do? We generally do hello, right? And it will just print. But it also has its own default arguments, which we generally don't write. And it is the AND argument. Whatever we put in the AND argument, that comes just after this. Whatever we write, it will come just after this. So if we run this, it will print you hello comma one. But if we don't do give this AND, what its default value? Its default value is new line. Okay, that's why if we run this, we will see hello is coming. If we run this new line, if we run this also, you see, do you see any difference in the output? If you see, the output is the same, correct? because this is its default, this is its default argument. It has been set at new line. Got it? As in the simple interest, the R was set at 5, right? And instead of R, if I had given 10, the 10 value had overwritten this side. So this end is actually having a new line. So whenever we want a comma, this comma will override this new line. So that's how our basic print statement works. All right. So in the similar way, in the range function, how does this range function work? In the range function also, if I give 1 to 8, how does it work? It takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is the step? What is the hop? Hop is by default 1, right? So hop is set by default as 1, correct? But if we change it, the 1 gets overwritten by 3 and the hop becomes 1, 4, 7. Correct? By default, the jump value of the range function is 1. So if I show you that also quickly, you will get it. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 1, 4, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Right? Now, same thing. I'm just giving,
That one I have doubt. Uh,
yes,
183.
this is the jump. So, uh, in the jump, what happened? In range, actually, we discussed this. If in the range, we give 1 to 8. So what happens is integral range function was like this, right? If it is 1 to
Yeah.
8, correct? So it starts from 1
Yes.
and goes to 7. It won't take the, this excluded, correct? Because the jump was 1, the increment was 1, right?
Yes.
By default itself it's 1. We don't need to explicitly mention like this. By default this 1 is already there. That's why if we want
Okay.
1 to be stepped, so we write like this. But I have given it 3. So what happens is the jump becomes like this. So 1, 4, 7. So
So
1 plus 3, 4. 4 plus 3 is 7.
7.
Got it?
Yeah.
Next is this one. How, why is this showing error? I think you will easily get it. We just discussed this, right?
Yeah. This one is first because keyword
Yeah.
is before then position.
Keyword is here before position. That's why this will not work. Write the keyword before the, sorry, the position before the keyword. All right. Tell me this. What is the output for this one? Quickly.
Syntax error.
Syntax error. Why?
Same reason. Position before then.
Yes. This should have been here.
Position
So
should be before.
it's not here. So this will not even run. It will give an error. Correct.
Sorry,
It's,
Nan,
yes.
hello. This one
Yes.
repeat once. Num
Which
one
one?
is 3. Num
Ah,
2 is not
ah,
any argument.
ah.
So return gives what? 3 into
Return is 3 into this 4 should have now 3. Okay, 3 is 3 in place of num2. Let's suppose 4 has been done, but 3 we have changed it. But there is another but that is this syntax correct? We just discussed. Is this syntax correct? This is a keyword argument.
yeah.
This is a positional argument.
Okay.
Does positional argument come after the keyword argument?
No.
No, right? So that's why it will not even go there. It will not even reach all these things. While defining itself, it will give us a syntax error.
Okay. Always position first, then keyword or default.
Yep, yep, yep. No, no, no. Always position. Yeah, yeah. Always position, then keyword or default, whatever you want.
Hmm.
Now, scope of a variable. This is a very important concept. This will mess up. many things if we don't understand this thing, because the entire coding thing is very much dependent upon the local and global variables. It can mess up or it can make the codes, and depending upon the code necessity, we will define local or global variables. So what it is mainly, global variable is the scope of this variable is actually throughout the entire program. Wherever you want to access, it's always available there, because we have defined it outside the function definition. If we have defined a variable outside the function definition, it is valid throughout the entire code, entire thing. This cell, right? This cell where this is a simple environment of our Python code, right? However, 1,000 line code is also if it is there, and if we just define the a equals to 10 or whatever it is outside the function, and if we just need a general value of a, if we want to do some kind of operation on a, if we don't give this, it will always take the value as 10. Okay. But if we, on top of it, if we assign a local, if we assign it inside the function also, then this will get overwritten and this will be taken, considered as the new value. But again, after coming out of the function, what do you think? Which one will be alive? This one or this one?
A is equal to 10.
A is equal to 10. Yes, correct. Because this one scope is only till this function's perimeter. That's it. After this function is come, after we come out of the function, this value is being forgotten and this one becomes active again. This is always active, but inside this function, because it had been overwritten, so it gets diminished for a for a few minutes, and then it gets restored again once we come out of the function block. Now let's try to understand the output, how it output comes. See, I will explain this again properly. See, a had been assigned 10 here outside the function. Now it has become a global variable, right? Its scope is throughout this entire code block, entire block. It is there. Now, inside this function, we have assigned again a as another variable with a different value. Now it has become local. So inside this, inside the function, which is random, a will have a value 50 throughout this function block. All right. Inside this function block, now a will be 50 always. But this a equal to 50 will be valid till it is inside this function block. That's it. Outside this function block, a equal to 50 is not being recognized. Okay. So now, as soon as now what the code flow is, first this line gets executed, then this function is being defined. Then I call this random function. As soon as I call this random function, what happens? This function gets called. Inside this function, what is the value it takes? A equal to 50, and then it prints inside function a. What is the value that a takes? It takes the value 50, right? So first it prints inside value, inside function, which is 50, and then it comes out. After coming out, it prints outside function, outside function, it takes the value of a. Now this a does not recall this 50. No, this a recalls this 10. That's why this one is the output. Is this clear, guys? Or
Yes.
did I go too fast? Is this okay?
Yes.
All right. Uh, that's why I have written this here also again. The variable a, the variable a in the function above is defined within the block of that function. The variable a, that is this one, the variable a inside the function random is a local variable and is only accessible inside the function. So inside the function, so you might, sometimes it might feel that okay, if this was global variable and if this was accessible, the scope of this variable was accessible throughout the program, then shouldn't this one be 10? No. Yeah, if I had not assigned this one, and if I just print it like this should have been also 10. But because I have overwritten this using a local variable a equals to 10 again, 50 again. So inside this code block, the a value becomes 50. But outside, once it comes out, it again takes its older value, which is 10. So the variable a outside the function body is accessible everywhere in the code below, and hence it is called a global variable. Correct, guys? All right, clear? Now, a small one. Just try to tell me what the output of this code would be. Just try to think how the code flow happens. This one.
Yeah, 50 and 10.
Only two lines it's gonna print. Tell me the entire print statements. Whatever the print statements
Okay.
you feel is going to happen.
Inside random one,
Inside random one,
then dash 50.
50. Then
Inside random 2 dash 10.
dash 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Next,
Print outside dash
outside dash
uh, here 10. Uh,
10. Correct. Did you guys get it? Harish and Viren, is this clear? Why this happened?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just explain once. A is a global variable. That means as soon as it is being initialized, it is true throughout this entire code block. Correct? Now I am defining a random function, random one. In random one, in random one, I have again overwritten 10 is 50, right? Now for this, inside this, only for this random one, a has become 50 now. So what is the print statement? Print statement is saying inside random one, so I am using both this concept together, so I am using the and as space, white space. So after this print statement, there would have been a new line, but now this A will get merged here after a space. So after space, this A, what is this A now? A is 50. So this gets printed for the first thing because random one has been called. Now I am defining random two because random two has been called. So I will just try to write what random two will print. So random two will print inside random two. It is trying to print A. Now tell me, is this A, is this random 2 inside this random 1 or it is outside this random 1?
outside.
It is outside this random 1, right? So it has come out of the scope of this random 1's variables, right? So it has come directly under this. So it can only access this 10 now. It cannot access this 50. So this will print 10. Now, random 2 is also done. Now I'm coming outside of the entire of the both the code scope. Now I am outside. I am printing A. What is outside A? If this A could not catch this 50. This A will to anyway not able to catch this 50. Always this will catch this A. So outside print 10. Is this clear, guys? All clear?
Yes.
All right. I will shortly tell you a little bit. I'll add those that part here anyways, but I will just shortly just tell you about this lambda function, so that once I add it in the notes, you understand that and you can refer. So what happens is whenever we have uh, this kind of variable lambda. So whenever we have single line of functions, like we had the square. How did we write the square? We just return n into n. Correct? This is what we used to do, right? Now we can do, and then after then to find this, just running this won't happen. We have to again invoke this function. So we had to again run it square of, let's suppose 5, right? So we have to write this much. This entire thing we can do in a single line of code. How do we write it? Let's try to check its syntax. So its syntax is function name, whatever function name you want to give, function name equal to, we will write lambda. Okay. Then after lambda, we will write the arguments, whatever arguments you want to give, and then the expression. Whatever expression means this, all this thing that we want to do, the operations, all those things that we want to do, that we will give. So for this question, for this 3 line of code, how we will transform it into lambda function is, we will write square equal to lambda, and then what was this variable? We are using n, right? So n colon n into n. That's it. And if we just call this square function of 5, it will give us. Okay, got it?
In the
If
upper line function
uh,
second, yeah, this one. What you written? Lambda in average.
function name
Uh,
lambda arguments colon expression. So this is the function name, like this square
okay.
lambda, this lambda. What is the argument? The argument is n. This is the argument, right? N. So n I am using here. What is the expression? This was the expression. This was the entire operation. This is the operation that I have used here. Correct? And now if I want to give them any kind of value, I will just call the function as we used to do here.
Single line statement function.
Single line.
Yeah.
Now this two also can be shortened further. How? Let me write that also. If I write lambda and n into n bracket 5, finish. This entire thing will give me the output as 25. That's it. 3 lines, 2 lines, 1 line, finish. So I will in this notes, in this collab itself, I will add a few lines on lambda also, a few of this operation of these questions also, then it will be easy for you to understand. But is the idea clear, guys? What is this doing?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Akash, Harish, all clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, guys. Thank you for being active till so late, till the end. Thank you very much for being active, for making this session interactive. What do you say? Was this good? Uh, and we could have taken a little bit earlier, but I was also waiting for a few of you to join. So maybe if we all can try to join exactly at 10, then maybe we can complete a little bit earlier. But if you feel that we can go till this late, then I have no issues. If you all are comfortable, you also need to be active, right? If you feel sleepy, then what's the point? Correct? All right. So let's meet next week, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.